5. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Balls, Sticks, and Fists. It's your favorite show without an intro. And we are live. I'm your host, Keaton, joined by my co-host, Sam, on this Wednesday, November 20th. Very rainy out, very dark out.
Yeah, my powers went out about 3 times, so we had to restart.
Yeah, but let's just go through last week real quick. Georgia gets a big win against Tennessee, and yeah, good.
It was just like a win that would just nobody looked that great. I mean, Tennessee looked good the first quarter,
Mm.
and then neither team looked like really impressed me.
I mean, I'm not impressed with Georgia at all. I think the national championship winner's coming from the Big Ten.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Ohio State or Oregon.
It's going to be interesting with Ohio State, obviously, with Seth McLaughlin tearing his Achilles, which sucks. So basically,
Because like that's our second big shift in the line.
yeah, lost our one of the best in the left tackle in Simmons. Created a makeshift line. They started doing really well. And then McLaughlin, who was a great addition to the offensive line in the offseason, goes down. And then, so what they're doing now is, so Hensman, who they put at guard, and he started all the games last year at center. He's moving to center.
Going back to center.
And then they're going to put Austin Sevilla Field. I don't know how to pronounce it. Sevilla Field at left guard, and then Donovan Jackson will stay at tackle. And then
So they're not moving Zed back to tackle and him
No.
back to guard.
No, that's I don't even think that was ever an option. I don't think. And I think that if someone goes down this week, I think they have another rotation of a makeshift before they ever consider putting him back on the field. I'm just being honest.
It was 1 week too early. I just wish he played good against Nebraska.
I'm just being honest. I think if like a guard goes, I don't know, those centers such like if a guard goes down, it's like, do you put Hensman back at guard, then bring someone else in that center? But then that's like the third. I don't know.
Yeah, and like center, you can't really just throw anybody in there.
Yeah. But I don't know. Hensman and Jackson were starting to really play well on the left side. So.
Yeah,
Bummed out.
they have been starting to run the ball better too.
Yeah, bummed out about that, but I don't know. Whenever Ohio State makes a run, it seems like someone gets injured. So.
You mean like the only time? Playoff era.
Playoff era. I mean, Ted Ginn got hurt against Florida, so.
In the championship.
Yeah, in the championship.
What did Simmons do?
Simmons tore his ACL.
Okay, so there's no chance.
Yeah. And then, I mean, McLaughlin was at practice today with his boot and his scooter.
Like, did they confirm it themselves?
Yeah, they had a press conference at the end of the evening practice tonight, and he confirmed it was a non-contact, whatever, so.
Yeah, that sucks.
Dude, it's like Gene Smith, the old AD, put in all that silt turf, which is literally the worst kind of turf that you can have. They have it at the Horseshoe, and they have it in their practice facility.
Is it like the real fine stuff you're saying?
It's the NFLP. So the Lions actually had it in theirs. A bunch of there's like 5 NFL teams that had it in their thing like 2 years ago, and then after one season with it, it got outlawed.
I don't get why every stadium doesn't have grass.
Well, you know why.
Because you have to maintain it, but if you're like making that much money, you should be able to maintain grass.
Yeah, I know. I always thought Houston, the Texans used to have grass inside there. Now they have turf, which I found was weird.
Yeah, I mean the Raiders have turf.
No, Raiders have grass.
I meant grass. Like
Wait,
it's weird how they have grass like the indoor stadiums.
well, you know what the Raiders do, right?
What like I mean they wheel it in and out. I know that.
Well, so UNLV doesn't play on the grass at Allegiant. They have a turf set also. So they roll out the grass and they roll in the turf. while the
That's kind of like
while the grass is like because they have that outside area where the grass gets like the sun and the water and all that shit. But yeah, so UNLV plays on turf, and then the Raiders play on grass.
that's funny. They don't let them play on the grass.
I should do that for Pitt, man, so Tucker can start making some kicks down there in Acrisure again.
Yeah, that's such a wild thing to complain about the surface when the other guy's 6 for 6.
I mean, I have heard like the surface at especially for pit games because pit games they don't ever put like the brand new like stripped down. You know,
Yeah,
how,
like
like
the
for
sod.
yeah, so they're playing on like real. So I hear for pit like that surface is like one of the worst ever to kick on.
And he's also sucked all year, so you can't blame that now.
Yeah, no, he's just washed. Um, but all right, so we talked a little bit about that. Not sold on Georgia at all. Colorado, man, they're kind of making
Yeah,
a
they're
little run.
making. Yeah, I'm like very surprised by this team.
Yeah,
I
but
didn't think they were good at all.
unfortunately, they will be dropping the game this weekend, and all this Hollywood story will go to mush. Travis Hunter will drop out of the Heisman race, and Will Howard will himself into the Heisman race. So,
No, you know who's gonna win it? Tyler Warren.
I mean, dude, if they just keep on, using their Tyler Warren playbook and just patting his stats because they can't throw the ball to anyone else, then yeah.
I mean, he runs it too, Dick.
Yeah, he runs it. He does everything. He's their whole offense. Like, damn, I wouldn't even bother covering anyone else on that offense. I'll just have 11 hats going to T. Warren.
Okay, our offense has been good every game except for Ohio State.
Dude, that's like the only problem with Penn State is if they match up with them and they just like bracket Warren the whole game, like who's gonna?
Yeah, but I mean, I think that our offense would fare like better with versus anybody other than Ohio State. I think Ohio State has the perfect matchup for it with like their corners and safeties.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, and I'm adding another one to my card. I forgot about Kansas.
I might hop on Kansas as well. What are they? Damn, only plus
I'm just
one
taking money
25.
line.
Plus 125. I'm gonna hop on that. All right, let's get into the next week a little bit. Let's see. So we have Indiana at Ohio State. Let's just lead off with that. Ohio State is what, 12 and a half?
Yeah, 12 and a half or 13 and a half, I think now.
I mean, could this be? Remember when Michigan State came in the shoe and they were top 10,
Yeah,
and
that's like
they hadn't really played anyone, and it was 49-0 at half. You think
yeah,
we
that's
got?
that's
You,
what I'm feeling.
you think there's a little bit of that cooking up?
Yeah, I really do. Curtis Fork is good, but he's not that good. Come on now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just if you give the thing against these Ohio State corners, you have to give your receivers a chance because these corners will hold you.
Dude, I that's another thing. That's why Penn State was so bad too. They got mugged the entire game.
I mean, they are a little handsy. I mean, on some of them, it was, like they're a handsy group. You kind of just have to. You got to give even though they don't look open, you kind of just got to give your receivers a chance against this group, and either your receiver comes down with it or there's a flag. Because for some reason, this group hasn't been able to turn their head around on anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're just gonna be stunned.
I mean, I saw some after practice footage of Denzel and Egan. I don't know why I try and fucking say his name. I'm just gonna say Di. Di was out there last Wednesday at practice, just working on the jump balls in the corner of the end zone that IU likes to throw up. in the 1-on-ones. So
Yeah, I thought you kind of seen Indiana. What was that? A couple weeks ago now versus Michigan.
against Michigan, they kind of just sputtered out in the second half.
Yeah, when they played like, because Michigan's still a real defense. Like they still have dudes on the
Yeah,
defense.
yeah. Dude, it's just, I think the rush package with C.J. Hicks, I think that's going to be a real boom. I'm actually, I'm excited to see that. Just throwing
Has
in.
JT and Sawyer been playing better then?
I mean, Sawyer still can't tackle a quarterback if he has a free rush at him. It's actually abysmal. Dude can have a free rush at him. The quarterback won't even like see him coming, and the dude can't finish the sack. I mean, he finished with like 2 sacks against Northwestern or whatever. But I think like raw talent, C.J. Hicks, just having like a raw athletic like linebacker turn
Yeah, just
rusher.
like kind of like
I
Abdullah.
I think that's one of like the best builds, just with like speed and
Yeah,
athleticism
because you
and
can
stuff
build
like that.
size. Like if you already have the stature.
Yeah, so hopefully they use them in like packages. I mean, Noel said yesterday at his conference that yeah, I see that a lot more in CJ's future. So and it's funny that whole thing literally just like spun off because somehow journalists got like that access to a player after like like
Yeah,
it
yeah.
wasn't like the media accessibility like it was like he was grabbing his like post game meal like leaving the locker room like leaving with like 5 pizzas like really like just the whole setup. He has like 5 pizza boxes in his hand, and then the guy, I gotta find the clip. I can't
Because
find the
you sent
Twitter
me the
clip.
picture and I was so confused. I'm like, I don't
Dude,
know
I
how
literally
this
can't
is.
find the clip anywhere. It got like washed. Uh, and he's like, "So how's it feel to like blitz like the passer or whatever?" And he like said it all like weird, and then CJ's like, "Put me on the fucking edge," and then just like left. And then like they put him on the edge against Northwestern, and he got 2 sacks. So
Yeah, I mean, it's better to have somebody with speed, and if like you don't need to be like absurdly big. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, how's that worked out for JT and Sawyer?
Yeah, like Abdul's really finally figured out like defensive end as a whole. I think, and it's been the past 3 weeks he's just been all over the field.
Yeah, especially if you're fresh in one of those packages going up against a tackle with just pure
Yeah,
athleticism, you should be able to beat them with them like speed or anything at the college level. I'm not saying at like
yeah, yeah.
the
You're
pro
not just
level.
like running around a NFL tackle.
Yeah, but like at the college level, you can definitely get away with
Yeah, yeah.
with it. But I mean, I'm sure Chip Kelly's gonna cook up something with his game plan. I'm really interested with the offensive line. I think Will Howard's been playing really good. Same stats as Dylan Gabriel, but not in the Heisman conversation.
Yeah, that's also weird to me. I don't like Dylan Gabriel. We seen this last year. Remember how he was in like the Heisman
Dude,
conversation?
I'm telling you, if Will like balls out and like Colorado drops like 2 games to, I'm telling you, there is a chance that if Will balls out against IU, balls out against Michigan, balls out against Oregon, and all those are 3 victories, I'm telling you, there's a chance that Will's at least a top 3 finalist.
Probably, but I think they already have their mindset that they're giving it to Travis.
I know, but dude, it's like hard not to take just like a slight flyer, like literally just like $20 on Will at plus 30,000.
And it's also like Jackson Dart too. Like, why is like Gabriel and like everybody
Dude,
ahead of
why
him?
why is Work has like the same odds as Dylan Gabriel. Actually, better odds than Dylan Gabriel. I think he's plus three
Yeah, he's
thousand.
better than Gabriel, Milrow, and Jackson Dart.
In what world does that make any sense?
Drew has better odds than Will Howard.
Yeah, like why is Will like just like sitting there at plus 30,000?
I have no idea.
It's like he's probably in the conversation if he doesn't slide against Oregon or whatever. But like,
Yeah,
his stats are identical to, and especially if he starts putting up like good stats with like a makeshift offensive line without your starting center and without your starting left tackle. Like, come on now.
yeah. I mean, I can see him making a run at it.
I mean, dude, there's
Yeah.
a guy playing tackle who's a guard, and like,
Do you think Hunter should get it?
it's bad. Like, whenever I think it's just bad whenever the conversation is, oh, he's played this many snaps.
Yeah, I know.
It's
And
like, why is
like,
that on the stat sheet?
I mean, he has had a good amount of picks though. Is the
Yeah,
only thing.
I know, but like his stats, like whenever they pull up the Heisman comparisons, it's like everyone else's stats, and then like Travis's first snap has played an average of like 100 and whatever snaps.
Yeah, I know. I think that's stupid.
It's like, dude, all
Like,
right,
okay, it shows you're a durable player, but like,
yeah, like what
I
is
don't
he
know.
like overall in like stats as a receiver, stats as
No,
a,
stats as a receiver, he's not very good.
and he just got burnt by a fucking guy on Utah too. But he had his Heisman moment. He had an end around and freaking made like the whole Utah team miss, and he had like and he mossed someone, and he caught a deflected pick, like whatever.
I know that. I mean, the pick was very lucky pick.
Yeah, like oh my god, Travis Hunter just made that pick. Yeah, if I was on the field and I was trailing that play, I could have caught that ball.
Let's see. I can't find where he's at receiver. Oh, he's 14th in yards.
It's like just because he plays both ways makes a cool play. Like it doesn't. I don't
Yeah, I
think
know. I mean, I get if it's like, I don't know.
put him on punt return or kick return. Let him return a couple kicks.
Yeah, I
Nah.
don't know. Like Genti still like should be like one of the have better odds than I think he does.
Yeah, but Genji's kind of like fallen off a little bit. Like he's put up like the
He's just having normal numbers now,
yeah,
like
it's like
130 yards a game.
yeah, it's like 30 rushes, 130 to 150 range.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was fun while it lasted with Genji, but you knew it wasn't sustainable.
Yeah, that's not, especially when you play at Boise and they're not like they definitely don't have like this good ass offensive line.
Yeah. All right, back to Ohio State, IU. I have a feeling it's going to be a little shades of that when Michigan State came in the shoe top 10.
Yeah, I think they're gonna come out early and just. I don't think they're ready for this type of matchup.
Yeah, it would be interesting. Like if it's a game in the first half, I mean, shit. Which
I mean,
Ohio
if it's a
State,
game overall, like, I mean, they should both be in.
I think it's going to be I think it's going to be a game in the first half, maybe, just because that's kind of Ohio State comes out slow. They're in a game with a lot of people in the first half. It's just how it is.
Yeah, first quarter.
Like, yeah, the first 25 minutes.
Yeah. I think they start off fast though this week because this was their first week. No, never mind.
If it was
Uh,
at if it was at 3:30, they would come out fast. But since it's at noon, and it's on
yeah,
Fox.
noons are always a weird start for like the good teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Where what else is on? Oh, Ole Miss at Florida.
Yeah, I like Florida here
Yeah, I might take Florida on the ML here. I really
on
like the
money
way.
line.
Yeah, I really like the way Florida's playing at home at the Swamp. It was at 8 o'clock. It'd be my lock of the week. 8 o'clock in the Swamp, but it's noon.
Yeah,
It's noon in the Swamp, but I really like what Lagway's doing. They're
yeah. I
playing
just
well.
like their team. Like their defense is playing really good too.
They're playing well. I mean, dude, Napier saved his job. I mean, hell, he might get an extension. Hey, he might just get an extension so they can lower that buyout in that contract. But
Yeah, I
Fleur-
mean, I think Lane Kiffin's too worried about not wanting to play in the SEC championship.
yeah, that's a wild statement to make, dude. Your
Just don't
job,
come out and say that.
your job as a coach is to win championships, and now you're gonna come out and say that. Yeah, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
I get what he was trying to say, but
Yeah, but
I don't think you should say that out loud.
the committee said yesterday that they're put weight into like making the conference championship and like
Yeah, like they're
so
not gonna screw you. I knew that from the start. Like if everybody's saying it, they're not gonna do it. You know what I mean?
yeah like yeah they're gonna do BYU dropped like 12 spots or
Well,
10
you could
spots.
tell you knew they were gonna drop because they had no respect for him like the first time around.
Yeah, they were kind of just waiting for them to lose. And once those teams like lose, man, it's like raps on you.
But I don't have a problem with that because they haven't looked good like Indiana to begin with.
Yeah. All right. So I'm Florida Ole Miss. I like Lagway. It's interesting with Dart and Ole Miss's offense, but it's like, am I putting too much weight in Florida beating the brakes off LSU? Because LSU's not a good team at all. So
No, I don't.
because
Why I say no because like they were beating Georgia pretty good too,
yeah,
and then they had no quarterback.
if I will say this though, if I bet on Florida this weekend, and it is not a game for 55 out of the 60 minutes, I'll never bet on Florida again.
It probably
I
won't be just because this is like an obvious upset spot, and it never happens when it's
I,
obvious.
I say this all the time with Florida, but this time I actually mean it. They will actually end up on the ban list because it seems like every time I bet on them, they forget how to play football. And Billy Napier thinks he's back at freaking Louisiana.
Yeah. Every time I bet on them, I swear they win.
Yeah, it's opposite for me. They usually lose by 40 points. Hell, I was probably on them when the Florida curse started. Throwing the shoe against LSU.
Yeah, that set them back like 10 years.
That corner hates Florida, dude. He's still like he's on Twitter all the time, freaking like bringing that
Just
shit up.
bashing them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of any other games really. Like,
Penn State, Minnesota. Give me your take on that.
yeah, I think it's like a bit trappish. Not trap. Like, I'm kind of nervous about this game just because it's gonna be freezing. It's gonna be in Minnesota. Minnesota's always rocking. I don't
And
know.
it's
They have to come out fast. They can't leave this team in the game.
how,
Their play style kind of reminds me of like a Wisconsin, like Illinois. Just kind of just pound the rock and take some shots deep. But other than that, they're all pretty much like just quick throws.
has Penn State played at Minnesota since they lost in 2019?
At Minnesota, I'm trying to think. I feel like you would have to, right? No, because
No.
they were on the other
Yeah,
side.
they
They were
were
in
on
the
the other
West.
side.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean, dude, that's when Minnesota was low key kind of good.
Yeah, I mean they had Rashad Bateman and Autumn Bell,
Yeah, and then they
Tim
had
Morgan, Abram.
and then they had
What his
who's the
name?
safety?
Cobb.
Who's the safety?
Oh,
He's on the
Winfield.
Bucks. Winfield.
Yeah.
Kind of a bummer that he didn't follow his dad's steps to Ohio State, if I'm being honest.
He's pretty good with the Bucks now.
Yeah. Also, another game. BYU at Arizona State. I mean, this is probably the highest price ticket at Arizona State in a while.
What is it? $220?
$238 starting.
What? That stadium's gonna be empty.
Oh, it's gonna be. I bet it's gonna be bumping.
Really?
Yeah,
I can't see it. I don't know. I feel like
dude.
nobody goes to those games.
I'm on Arizona State Twitter, bro. They're pumped up for this one.
Is this to go to the championship, basically?
I mean, they can. I think they can like clinch or like make their case because right now they're third. They're third in the Big 12.
Yeah, but they'd
Yeah,
go
so
ahead of BYU if they
yeah,
won.
so they go ahead of BYU. So this might be one of the biggest games in Arizona State football history in the last 15 years.
Yeah, probably. That should be a good game, honestly, though.
Yeah, I mean Arizona State had. I mean, I'll be honest. I truthfully have not watched that much of Arizona State football. I think I've watched one of their games.
I
Um,
don't think I watched the Utah game, I think, because
yeah, and they had that good running back, Scott something Ham something. His name is I should know this guy.
Scatabo.
Yeah, Scatterbo. He has 1,000 yards rushing, and then Sam. Where'd Sam Leavitt come from? Was he at Michigan State?
Yeah,
That's what I thought. Him at quarterback.
this team's pretty young.
Yeah, they're a young squad led by a young head coach in Bellingham.
Yeah, well, I mean, a couple of years he'll be gone, but that's just how the way things work.
Yeah, that's just how it works. He'll end up at I don't know where. But
Pitt.
what about Pitt?
I'll end up at Pitt.
No, this is what's going to happen. Pitt's going to fire Narduzzi at the end of the season. They're going to scoop up Barry Odom from WVU. That's what's going to happen. Hey, dude, who's that source saying Barry Odom? That's just a wishful fan saying, "Oh, my son." That ain't true.
I knew you'd be pissed when you seen that.
Yeah, Barry Odom's going to be a Pitt Panther. Let's be for real. He wants to be part of a real city, not in the freaking, not in the mountains or wherever. He wants to be in a Steel City. And dude, they honestly, Pitt and West Virginia averaged the same amount of attendance this year. So
Yeah, I mean, West Virginia's been kind of empty since Pitt, I think. Or no, since the the Cold Rush or whatever against Iowa State.
They're gonna be real empty against UCF. They're like they're trying to entice students to go. Oh, $5,000 ticket, $5,000 tuition reimbursement if at the game if you go, like, you know, you get a chance to win.
That's why Carter told me to take him, because there's no pressure on Neil Brown because there's going to be nobody in the stadium.
Dude, the college football Reddit guy was like ripping it at WU last weekend. I think he was at the game. He was like, "Oh, real full crowd here," and then he was like, "Bang around." I was like, "Dude, it's like college football Reddit guy's got like a vendetta against."
Yeah, it's a weird school to like just kind of hate.
Yeah. I mean, Neil Brown's going to be looking good in Amherst, Massachusetts, coaching UMass next year.
What a jump.
I mean,
I would just go and try and be like a coordinator somewhere at that point, because UMass is just like a dead spot, you know
dude,
what I mean?
I would take 2 years off of coaching, and I'd enjoy my buyout money.
Yeah.
So my salary doesn't dip into the buyout money, you know?
Yeah.
Or you go be like an analyst, offensive analyst somewhere for free.
That's what I'm saying. Like, go take one of them bullshit jobs.
For free so that you still get your buyout money at full rate. And then you're just, you know, at a big-time program just helping on the offensive staff with, like, no pressure. And then when the time comes...
You don't mean shit.
When the time comes, you'll get, like, either a head coaching or OC job somewhere. And then you build yourself back up from the tree. I mean, some people just aren't meant to be big-time coaches at the P4 level. I mean, Narduzzi,
yeah, some are just coordinators, yeah.
Narduzzi's been at Pitt for 10 years, and he hasn't done shit. He has 2 bowl victories in fucking a 10-win season off the back of Mark Whipple and Kenny Pickett. And I'm off the Narduzzi train. Like I'll never be one to call for someone's job, but Narduzzi I'm off of. And it also, like, I guess we're going back in time, but dude, to have two separate instances in a game where you get 3 straight penalties on both sides of the ball, that is just like, that is something.
Yeah, I know. I mean, his teams are just like, I feel like they're always just so undisciplined.
It's undisciplined. It's bad, dude. And I think it comes at the top because I think there's honestly a lack of leadership from Nardog. And I saw it firsthand because, all right, and I don't want to hear the argument, oh, Narduzzi has nothing to do with the offense. He's off. He doesn't, like, you know, touch the offense at all. It's the second to the last play of the game, and your head coach is out on the sidelines while there's the final huddle happening up on the thing, and he's not even, like, in there, like, listening to what's going on.
Yeah, that's weird.
He's just on the side, like, writing in his notepad, like, get your ass in the huddle and encourage your players.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's like, dude, I don't care if he's a defensive coach and has nothing to do with the offense. At least be in the huddle or something. You know?
Yeah, like,
he doesn't have to say anything.
Or something.
He doesn't have to say anything. Dude had no idea what was going on.
Yeah.
It's just bad, dude. It's bad.
I mean, they had chances to, like, score on that drive, too.
What, the final one?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been bad. Receivers been dropping balls.
That's the most drops I've ever seen in my life, I think, on Saturday.
Oh, you should have saw the week prior, dude. There's more.
That's, what game we just talk about? Arizona State.
Yeah, Arizona State. I mean, that's a little good 3:30 slot, if you ask me. I mean, the 3:30 slots are actually kind of fire. Kansas Kansas, Colorado at 4, and then Arizona State, BYU at 3:30.
And Penn State, Minnesota. Don't sleep.
Yeah, Penn State, Minnesota at 3:30. That deserves like a laptop screen.
I mean, it'll be on my big screen, but
Yeah, I mean that's like a laptop type screen type of game. I mean, I definitely put like doesn't put Citadel versus Clemson on the CW on the big screen. I love the CW memes, dude. That broadcast got to be top two worst broadcasts I've ever seen. Number one being the freaking Mike Tyson Jake Paul broadcast. I mean, dude, that girl.
well, Kentucky, Texas too, though.
Dude, I'm so off to Kentucky, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I am too, but I don't think Texas is very good.
Yeah, I know, but Kentucky's just miserable. Also at 4 o'clock, Pitt Louisville. I think that could be a little good game.
It'll probably be a fun game to watch.
I mean, yeah, maybe we could get back on Cade Bell.
Yeah. I mean, they're playing against, like, nobody, basically, because Louisville doesn't play defense.
I mean,
Running on air.
back to Pitt, dude. Cade Bell hasn't been very good either. I'll say his offense is basic. This innovative offense is literally just it's 3 verts with a dig over the middle. That's his offense with the
Or
running
just
back
a bubble screen.
Dude, his offense is so predictable. It's miserable. It's the most basic offense I've ever seen. There's 3 routes. These receivers are never going to go pro because the route tree is never going to be developed because they can run 3 routes, a vert, and a dig over the middle.
Yeah, and then, I mean, then they have, like, the bubble screen, then they slip the bubble and throw Bartholomew up the sideline. Then they run a wheel route with Desmond. And that's
yeah, I mean, if you see Dez motion out on the thing, you know the ball's going to him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's abysmal play calling and abysmal concepts, honestly, which is sad to see. But once Narduzzi's out this year, I think they're clean house and we'll have
Just hiring everybody new.
We'll have Barry Odom. Fuck it. Just give Marion the head coaching job. Give Marion the head coaching job, and let's just run the go-go offense. Let's see it. Because honestly, dude, I don't know what Derek Davis did to freaking Cade Bell or his wife or something. Like the only reason why he saw the field on Saturday was because Carter got hurt, or else he was never going to see the field.
Yeah, I don't understand that either, but that's enough pit talk for the year.
Yeah. Until next week, whenever they get their brakes blown off them by Louisville. Is that all the games? Oh,
Army Notre Dame.
Army Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame's gonna show their dislike towards the military forces again. The academies.
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna be a game.
Dude, hopefully, and this isn't me hating, dude. Hopefully Notre Dame beats the brakes off Army. I'll be real.
Yeah, I don't want Notre Dame to get knocked out because that just means another SEC team in.
I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying just so we don't have to deal with just, like the thought of like
Army being in.
Army like 2 G5s getting in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why everybody thinks that Boise State's just a sure lock to be in.
I know, dude. It'd be crazy if the Big 12 doesn't get one.
Yeah, I think they'll get one now.
There's a chance that they don't.
Yeah, I know, but I think
if like certain teams
the most
lose,
losses will be 2, I think.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying like if one of those teams drop like one like before like.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I think
because I think
after it's all said and done, the champ will only have 2 losses, and you have to put them over a 1-loss Boise State, right?
I think you'd be surprised, dude. I don't think the committee thinks they're high this Big 12.
I don't know how you think high of the Mountain West, like.
Yeah, the only reason why is because Boise State
losing close to Oregon, who
lost
stunk
close
early.
to Oregon, who sucked early, who also almost lost to Idaho.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand it.
I got a question. You think it's tough to say because all the games matter, right? But it's tough to put weight into early games, no?
Yeah, I think so.
Because
Like
it's all about how you're looking now,
saying like
right?
Notre Dame should be in because like they beat Texas A&M. Like that's so freaking early. Like I don't know how you can.
But it's like, but Notre Dame did lose to NIU early, who's literally has like three, who's 4-6 or something right now. Like,
Yeah, I know. I don't know.
so
I
like it's
mean, but
tough.
you should never lose to NIU. I don't care if you play them in like the spring.
You gotta look at the whole body of work. But like early you know what it's like.
You gotta like the later in the season should have more weight on it. Is what I think. Obviously.
And this whole resume thing, like people's resumes are different this year because they're not playing everyone, and it's not their fault on the schedule. I think you truly,
Like you can't tell me that watching games that Penn State looks worse than like all those SEC
yeah, I
teams.
know. Like I think, and the committee guy said it last night. He said, "Well, the number one factor is like how they look like when they're playing. Then we go to like strength of resume and all that horse shit."
If you just want strength of resume and did all that bullshit, like we'd have like a stupid top 12.
Yeah. I mean, dude, thank God for NIL because it's like made it more even because SEC teams been paying for a while now. So it's just nice that all these other teams can catch up to them, and
Yeah.
these SEC fanboys don't know how to deal with it.
What the real thing would be like, imagine if this was still 4. Like, what would they do?
I
That'd be
mean,
impossible.
if it was just with how there's only 4, if it was just 4, I'll give you honest. It would just go to the Power 4 conference champion. They would just go Big Ten champ, SEC champ.
And then an SEC and Big Ten, I think.
I mean, yeah, but like, I feel like they would have to work out a deal with this realignment with like no.
Yeah,
like,
I mean they would have to.
It would just go to like the Power 4 winners.
Like I don't know. It would be a clusterfuck. I know that.
Yeah, Twitter wouldn't be a very fun place.
I would be pissed because we actually only have 1 loss this year and still didn't make it in.
I mean, you gotta win against Minnesota, or else you might.
Yeah, I know. I'm counting my chickens too early.
You might be in a little trouble. That'd be devastating.
Yeah, I know. It's just like when Saquon, like that team lost on Halloween. The following week they lost to Michigan State. Like it seems like it always happens.
Yeah. Is there anything else to talk about?
I mean, there's a couple like Alabama, Oklahoma, and Texas A&M, Auburn, but
Yeah, I mean, honestly, dude, dude, they're only -2.5 at Auburn. I honestly might take Auburn money line here.
I think that one of Texas A&M, Alabama, Ole Miss is gonna lose. One of those teams is gonna lose.
I hope it's Bama, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, Bama losing to Oklahoma would be like.
Dave just put 100 racks on, or 100,000 on Alabama to win the Natty.
I know. Like if they
Terrible
lose,
bet,
they're
by the
definitely
way.
out, right?
Yeah. At Oklahoma, a team that's been
bad team.
yeah, who's been raised by other teams. Come on. Oh shit! I almost forgot about the gambling. Let me pull up our last week's stats real quick. I'll be real quick on mine. I went 0-1 with my loss being Pitt, and yeah, I might. Pitt just might be banned. I mean, it was fun while it lasted the first 6 weeks, but now they're costing me some money. So, I am now 44-29 on the season.
You haven't had like more than 3 games on a card in like 8 weeks. You're just like stat patting right now.
Oh, what? I have a decent card this week. I just like created in my head real quick, so hopefully I remember all those games. So you lost WU.
I think I was 4-2.
Who else you lose? Pitt Clemson over.
Yeah. And I think all the rest won. Okay,
All right.
read me them and I'll tell you. Okay, Kansas, Penn State,
Kansas,
Illinois,
Boise.
and Boise. Yeah, they all covered.
All right. So you moved to 38, 39,
Did
40,
you see how
40.
Boise covered?
No, I saw that they were losing early though.
They were up 14, and San Jose State was on their Boise 8, I think, and they had
Mm-hmm.
a pick six. Then they were driving again because I got it late at 14 and a half. It moved, and they were driving again, and they like just stalled out on the goal line.
All right. I'll read my card, which I already forget who I was betting. Do you remember who I said?
What's my record now?
You are 41, 38, and 2.
Okay, I'm climbing back.
So I'm going to take SMU minus 9.5 versus at Virginia. I mean, this might be bad, but I'm going with Jennings in that SMU squad. I'm going with, who else did I say, dude? I honestly forget. Ohio State minus 13.5.
I think you said you liked Florida.
Yeah, I had one more before Florida. Let me go through this list again.
Kansas.
Yeah, but that was late also. Um, God damn it, I forget. Whatever. What's Army Notre Dame?
15.
I have too
It's
many.
kind of too big to take anything.
I have too many games.
Oh, you said UNLV.
Oh yeah, UNLV on Friday. UNLV minus 7.5 versus San Jose State. I'll probably hate myself.
San Jose State's like kind of sneaky good.
I know there's gonna be a million points in here. But I haven't bet UNLV.
Just take the over.
No, I don't do that. I haven't bet UNLV in a minute, so they deserve some love. The little 10 o'clock game. They deserve some love from me since I've been giving them the cold shoulder ever since they started losing.
Boise.
Give me Florida money line.
Not just taking the 10 points is really ballsy.
Dude, with dogs, I don't take plus points. If I'm betting on them, I'm betting on them to win. That's just how the cookie crumbles over here. Give me Arizona State minus 3. Give me Kansas money line. And that should be enough games for me.
How many is that? 5?
Yeah, you can't give me shit. I just 1, 2, 3. That's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
That's 6
as
games.
many as mine.
So once I sweep the board and move to 50 and 29, I can't even be saying that now. I'm gonna go 0 and 6.
Yeah, I hope not, because you got like similar ones to mine.
Hey, whenever we're similar, that's usually when.
We all just suck.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
All right. Well, I got 6 as well. Illinois money line versus Rutgers. Illinois has been playing better ball. After that, I think they dropped one to Minnesota. But Penn State minus 12.5 versus Minnesota. Anything under 2 touchdowns versus like these like mid-level teams that like Penn State to cover. Florida plus 10.5. I'm just gonna take the points. I don't know if they'll win for sure, but 10.5 is a lot. West Virginia money line. I'm taking them again against UCF. Home dog against UCF is just like UCF is terrible.
Yeah, but WVU is not that good either.
Yeah, I know, but they're good enough to beat like UCF. Ohio State minus 13.5. We already talked about this. I think Ohio State's gonna handle them, and then Kansas money line. I think that's all 6.
Yep. All right. Hopefully, it's a good week of games. And
I think it's set up to be like a crazy weekend.
hopefully in certain spots like Ole Miss, Auburn. Oh, I forgot I had Auburn in mind. We'll see, but That's a night game. We'll see how I'm doing
The day it plays out.
as Friday plays out.
Well, we forgot about the other games in the SEC. UMass going to Georgia and UTEP going to Tennessee.
Yeah, I forgot about this gauntlet, this SEC gauntlet. But they set up an extra bye week with an FCS schools.
And Wofford's going to South Carolina, so.
Yeah, watch out, Beamer. I mean, dude, Beamer's just drinking his own Kool-Aid these days. I had a player tell me that he didn't think we were going to be very good, so he transferred, and he's at another place that's going to be in the playoff while we're a 3-loss. But I was like, dude, what's the point of you saying?
Yeah.
And then I think he realized how stupid he sounded like throughout. He's like, yeah, I had players say that we didn't have a quarterback, and he didn't think we were going to be very good this year. Well, we have a quarterback, and we're here, and he's at the place that he's at. He's talking about Juice Wells, who was the receiver who transferred to Ole Miss. And it's like, yeah, well, this guy's probably gonna be in the playoff, and you're at home with probably gonna end up with 4 losses after Clemson.
Yeah.
So fun.
That's funny.
But that's gonna wrap. You got any closing remarks?
No, just other than one of those three is going to lose. Mark my words.
Hopefully, all 3 lose, but that would suck because. Why would that
Be
suck?
clusterfuck.
I'm not betting on any of them. I hope they lose. That's gonna wrap us here. Thanks for listening to this little preview, and see you next week. Peace.